Plopsaland de Panne is one of the premier amusement parks in all of Europe. This well-themed park is located in Belgium, and it has been wildly popular with families over the past 2 decades due to its popular IPs. But recent additions such as the unanimously praised Ride to Happiness have boosted this park's appeal with thrill seekers as well. Plopsaland de Panne is a park that really impressed me, and in this review I will share why. This park's roots go all the way back to 1935. A honey company originally opened a bee-themed park named Malai Park. The park started at an amusement rides in the 1970s, and eventually they received upwards of 700,000 guests per season. But it was sold to Studio 100 in 1999. Studio 100 was a Flemish children's television company, and this would be their first amusement park. The park was completely rethemed to Studio 100's characters and intellectual properties, so the park was rebranded as Plopsaland when it reopened for the 2000 season. Plopsa's name was derived from combining two of the brand's most popular characters in Kabouter Plop and Samson. In 2005, the park's name was expanded to Plopsaland de Panne because Studio 100 wanted to expand their offerings and differentiate their original park from their new properties. Today, Plopsa Parks owns 8 different theme parks, with 3 more on the way. But Plopsaland de Panne is their flagship property. Not only was it their first park, but it is the largest and is a full-fledged resort. While the theme park itself may not be as large as some of Europe's top parks, Plopsaland de Panne features the Plopsa Hotel and the Plops Aqua indoor water park next door to make it a full resort. While I only visited the amusement park, the outward appearance of the hotel and water park looked vibrant, matching the feel of the main park. To enter the park, you go through this massive door at the main entrance, and then you're greeted with colorful architecture, which perfectly captures the vibe of a children's television show. The park combines themed structures with some natural beauty as well. The park looked gorgeous, and the appearance really blew me away. I've only visited one other Plopsa park and holiday park, and this park had a very similar entrance area, an indoor area, and incorporation of greenery, but I thought the theming was superior at Plopsaland. I'm not sure how their other parks compare, but I'd love to know down in the comments. The process of purchasing tickets for this park was a bit odd. You have the option to outright buy a ticket for €42, or you can name your own price. This was a weird feature where you state how much of a discount you'd like. You have a sliding bar that ranges from €0.25 to €14.50. Get too greedy and you're not going to get a discount. The best discount I got last summer was €7.50, but I think the pricing for this park in general is quite fair given their diverse ride lineup and very nice appearance. Parking costs an additional €12.50. If you visit on a light attendance day or get there early, you can park near the main entrance. If you arrive later in the day like I did on a day when the park sells out, you may be parking across the street. I visited in 2021, so I suspect there was an attendance cap, but the park did sell out. I was worried how long the lines would be for signature coasters, but the crowds at this park were much different than I expected. Ride to Happiness actually had one of the shortest waits. It was roughly a 20-minute wait most of the day, and remember, the park sold out. Anubis was around a 20 to 30-minute wait as well. So where were the crowds? In line for every single family ride. There is a reason I did not get every coaster credit here. The roller skater had a posted 70-minute wait most of the day, and its line was overflowing onto the midway. I caught Drock after a breakdown, but that powered coaster had a 45-minute wait most of the day. The water rides had posted hour waits, even though it was a cooler day with some rain. And the Tractor's antique car ride was posted at a 60-minute wait at one point. The major coaster with the longest line is easily Heidi the Ride. This GCI had a 45 to 60-minute wait all day because it appealed to both families and thrill seekers, and it also does not have the best capacity with its 12-person trains. And a note in this ride too. Due to noise issues, Heidi has to close down by 6 p.m. daily. The same thing happens with Victor's Race, which is the Zier Tivoli coaster. The 6 p.m. closure is the last time they can cycle a train, so the queue line will close earlier depending on crowds. So if you want to ride these, make sure to get on them early for 2 reasons. In fact, my advised touring strategy is to hit the family coasters here first. I know it's very tempting as a coaster enthusiast to hit Ride to Happiness right away, but if you want all the credits, the smarter move from a timing perspective is to knock out Roller Skater, Drac, Heidi, and the water rides first if you want to ride all of those. I think the reason for this crowd distribution is the age appeal of the Studio 100 properties. The shows are targeted for preschoolers to tweens. While these shows don't air in the United States, they sound analogous to Nickelodeon shows. While I was unfamiliar with the IPs, I was still able to appreciate the theming in the park because it was done well. That is when you know a park is truly well themed, when the theme transcends your own familiarity and care of the property. But in recent years, the park has started adding major thrill rides to start appealing to a broader audience. The 2021 season brought Ride to Happiness, which is one of the best and craziest coasters in the entire world. This mock extreme spinning coaster features 2 launches, 5 or 6 inversions depending on your perspective, and several ejector airtime hills. This layout and these elements are incredible on their own, but they become otherworldly with the spinning element as well. And then you also have the hypnotic theming to a music festival, and a pulse-pounding EDM onboard soundtrack. All of these elements make this ride special, and I talk about it more in a separate review. Anubis the Ride was the park's first major thrill coaster. This Gerstlauer launch coaster features a very intense LSM launch at the start, and then a short but diverse layout. The initial top hat gives some nice airtime and laterals, then the dive loop and barrel roll are 2 great inversions. The coaster is smooth, the layout is tucked amongst the trees, and the queue line has a nice treasure hunting theming. This is a solid coaster, and I also have a separate review going into more detail. Heidi the Ride is the third and final major coaster. This GCI wood coaster's layout is a near clone of White Lightning at Fun Spot Orlando, but this ride just didn't have the same power for me, at least based on my one ride. The ride felt just as fast, but I only got 3 or 4 weak pops of airtime. I did like the little dark ride scene in the turn before the station, but I found it odd the block break held you before this scene, so you had very little time to appreciate the detail in the figures as you rolled into the station. The remaining 3 coasters are of the family variety. You have Drac, Victor's Race, and the K3 Roller Skater. These clearly were big hits among younger guests. There is a potential 7th coaster. Super Splash uses the mock water coaster ride system, but it doesn't have any twists or turns. It just has an elevator lift, 1 sizable drop, and a bunny hill before the splashdown. The most interesting water ride here though is Dino Splash, which is the mock log flume. This ride has a great atmosphere with the audio, all the trees, and the occasional dino statue, but most importantly, you have a giant volcano. And the large double down drop at the end is a lot of fun from a thrill perspective. Then you have a few smaller water rides, like Vicky the Battle Splash Battle water ride, and the Mega Mindy Jet Ski, which is one of those Zier water whip style rides that you typically see at the Legoland parks. The most significant flat ride at this park is the Nachtwacht Flyer, which is a 230-foot or 70-meter tall Funtime Star Flyer, and it gives amazing views of both the park and surrounding area. It is easily the park's tallest attraction. The rest of the flat ride collection at this park definitely skews more on the children's and family side, as this park has a few different kiddie sections. All of these kiddie areas are colorful, and the most notable of the bunch may be the Maya Land indoor section towards the front of the park. This area can actually function independent of the rest of the park in the winter months. Then you have a few outdoor areas as well. Then there are some transportation rides peppered throughout the park, taking you past the park's natural beauty. And last but not least, you currently have 1 dark ride in Bos van Plop, or Plop's Woods, which is a slow but charming dark ride through a forest of gnomes. This ride had a lengthy posted wait time on the app all day, but it was a total walk-on when I wrote it, so I'm not sure if that was truly accurate. The park is also currently working on a 2nd dark ride in Circus Bamba, which will only help the park's already solid ride lineup. I focused entirely on the rides during my visit, so I didn't have time to see any of the park's shows, nor did I try any of their food, so I can't comment on either. So do I recommend Plopsaland de Panne? Without a doubt. This park offers something for everyone. Ride to Happiness should be on every thrill seeker's bucket list, and I believe this ride will lead to a spike of coaster enthusiasts coming here in recent seasons. But the park's best niche is still for families and kids. It is clear the Studio 100 IPs are wildly popular, and this park brings those properties to life through a variety of fun and colorful areas. The park is pleasant to walk around for all ages because of how nice it looks, and I look forward to visiting more Plopsa parks in the future, assuming they have a similar aesthetic. So those are my thoughts on Plopsaland de Panne in Belgium. What are your thoughts on this theme park? Let me know your thoughts about the park itself, any of the rides down below, or its growth plan. If you enjoyed this review, I'd appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you considered subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.